So after the madness that was the Senior Road Tax second heat won by Kai Hunter, we now have our Minimax and Minimax rookie drivers out for their day one pre-final. And here is your starting grid. After time qualifying, Oliver Warner from Argenti Motorsport takes pole position ahead of Jacob Ashcroft. And what's more, it's a top 4-row British lockout. I have never seen that in all my years of karting commentary. Rory Armstrong, Northern Ireland's finest, will have Cole Denham alongside him on row 2. Jack Freeman and Kai Clark will be on row 3. Albert Friend and Tom Reed will be on row 4. Lucas Stoddard and Alexander Van Meeuwen will be on row 5, completing the top 10. Nikita Lubimov, Bran van der Weken, that is row 6. Fredriksson and Tristan Shays will be on row 7. Felipe Reyes and Victor Reutz, that is row 8. Jente Moonen, Finn Albert Jorgensen, Kieran Stewart and Vic van Kampenhout complete the top 20. Jeff Verbeek, then we've got Emilian Bull, Maria Roberto, fresh from her podium at Wilson Mill Kart Club just the other week. She starts 23rd ahead of Lars Lambers, Christian Segerson, João Maria Pereira, Seis Moyes, Thomas Verheyen, Konstantinos Candelius, I'm going to try and get that name right. Candelidis, then we got Leon Herbos, Antonius, you know what, they're starting to confuse me now, these Greek drivers. Dactylidis, and then we've got Lika van Berkel, who was demoted to the back of the grid post-qualifying for a technical non-conformity. So it will be 13 minutes plus an additional lap for these drivers. So if a race, so for those wondering about the way that the format for BNL Karting Series actually works, it's 2 rounds in 1 race weekend. So it's effectively a double header in 2 days. If there are 36 drivers or less in the class, they will have a qualifying, pre-final and final on both days. If not, then it'll be heats. However, we must get things going here in Minimax and Minimax Rookie. It's the pre-final here on day 1. Revs rise. Are we ready? Are we steady? It's a full start. So what effectively happens for those that are new to the BNL Karting Series and to our YouTube live stream, thank you very much for joining us. What we do have is the format is it's 2 race days in a weekend, like I was saying. So if there's less than 36 drivers, it's qualifying, then it's a pre-final and final on both days. However, if it's more than 36 drivers, such as the case with seniors at 63 and juniors at 41, you then go into, you have qualifying on the Saturday, heats on the Saturday, you then have second chance if there's more than enough drivers to facilitate that. You'll have a B final if required, if possible, and then you'll have the pre-final and the final for the top 36. Oh, right. We have, that is the 119 driver, that is Dactylidis in the 119. Will not be taking the start, so we're down to 31 drivers already before we have even gotten things started. So it's Oliver Warner versus the driver that they all want to be on the outside of the front row. It's Jacob Ashcroft, who by my calculations has pretty much a perfect score so far this season. Out of the chicane, into the tram line, second time. Are we ready? Are we steady? Lights are out this time, and Ashcroft is trying to go round the outside of Warner. Armstrong's trying to factor himself into this in this early stage. Around the outside, Ashcroft is still there. Still there. And the 122 from Dan Holland Racing takes the lead on turn number 3. Rory Armstrong gets through into second past Oliver Warner. Through the S-bend, through the mid part of the circuit, side by certain drivers. One of which I did see there was a GKS Lemons power kart on the inside as they all juxtaposed for position once again. Cole Denham going into battle with teammate Kai Clark as, Albert Friend with a run of speed, a little bit of a touch between him and Rory Armstrong, and that allows, I think that was Oliver Warner, might have just gone back through. Yes, that is. So we've got Minimax and Minimax Rookie in this class, or in this in this competition. They've just completed lap number 1, and the gap between Ashcroft and Albert Friend, it's like Sebastian Vettel in his Red Bull days. Jacob Ashcroft has a 1.2 second advantage, which means that if you did have a kart with DRS on it, he'd be out of the 1 second. He'd be outside of the 1 second window with Albert Friend. More battling to and fro as they make their way out of turn 3 into turn number 4. The 90-degree left-hander. So Albert Friend in second position, trying to close on in to Jacob Ashcroft. Now, we have seen them battle against each other before. But we're a couple of minutes down already in this race. There is going to be a change between the two Dan Holland racing karts, between Kai Clark and Cole Denham. Who's going to be in front because they got Nikita Lyubimov from Estonia? It's Kai Clark that leads in front of them. And up the inside, there's Lyubimov. Is that Lyubimov? Yes, that is. The 1-1-2, and he splits the pair. Runs wide, coming through the next left-hander. Rory Armstrong trying to factor in. And Lyubimov gets through. Armstrong's got the better run out of the corner. And the 1-6-2 of Kai Clark has been left out high and wide. Out to dry, I'm afraid, and they're still battling through the S-bends. Oh my goodness me! That is. Are they taking a page out of the seniors? As Albie Friend just wallops the curb, the right rear. Oh, we have had an incident. There is a yellow flag at Marshall Post 6, so that is on the back straight. So someone's had a little bit of strife there, I'm afraid. So a very highly charged first 3 minutes is now Oliver Warner up the inside, through on Albert Friend to take back second position. And Ashcroft is 1.9 seconds up the road. 1 minute 1.062. And yellow flags into turn 4. No overtaking permitted. I'm wondering if there's more than just one yellow flag, because if that's starting to go... well, it depends on the severity of the incident. So, yeah, 2 posts where we've got yellow flags. So coming through as there is a change for position. Cole Denham past Albert Friend. And that was for third place. Another change happening. Albert Friend gets past. That's by Nikita Lyubimov from Estonia. The 2021, if I remember correctly, 2021 Rotax Max Challenge Grand Finals Micromax champion. And this is his second year in Mini. He was very, very pleased when he got his new race suit from the team that he's running with, Bouvin Power. Felipe Reyes in the meantime. Now, the track has significantly evolved. Felipe Reyes has just put in a 1 minute 0.628 second lap time. And the youngster from the Netherlands, currently P7, he's just behind Rory Armstrong. And there they go across the start-finish line. Oliver Warner's got Cole Denham to the inside. Through turn 1 on the 172 from Argenti Motorsport. Keeps it in front. Absolutely brilliant exchange between the 172 and the 162. They got the 112. There's a lot of twos at the end of... well, that's quite funny. The top 4 have each got the number 2 at the end of their race number. I could be doing so many puns about it this weekend, but I'm not going to bother. However, there has been a change once again. So Denham and Lyubimov get past Warner for second and third, respectively. Lyubimov bouncing through the curbs, nearly unsettling the back of the cart through that very complex and very, very tight chicane through the latter part of the infield. So Ashcroft's lead now is just under 2.8 seconds. Cole Denham still getting a lot of pressure from behind, courtesy of Nikita Lubimov. Oliver Warner now has Rory Armstrong. And Felipe Reyes trying to close on him, but Felipe Reyes has other ideas and through on the inside of Rory Armstrong at turn 3. The 107 from the Netherlands gets through. So Lubimov trying to close in on Cole Denham. Lucas Storder, unfortunately, out on lap 2. That would have been the reason for the yellow flags. Going through turn 4 and into 5 and onto the back straight away. The racing continues onward as the time decreases. We're now to 5 minutes and 45 seconds plus an additional lap still remaining as Felipe Reyes makes his way up to 4th position past Oliver Warner. And now we'll be gunning for Nikita Lubimov in 3rd and Cole Denham in 2nd, but it's Jacob Ashcroft who is leading the way by a considerable margin. 2.7 seconds at this juncture. 122 based out of Western Supermare. Definitely making sure that he is the one that they all have to try and beat this weekend here at Karting de Fagne in Marienborg. It's a wonderful part of Belgium and it has a great racetrack to boot. Now they come across the line. 4 minutes and 45 seconds still to go, plus an additional lap. Cole Denham has taken a slight chunk out of Ashcroft's lead, but it's minimal at best. Felipe Reyes, best lap of the race so far, 1 minute 5. A 1 minute .505. So we are close as that's Vic van Kampenhout up the inside. That's on the 110 of Jente Moonen. They nearly clash wheels. And that allows, I think that was Kai Clark that just got through as well. It is the 167 from the United Kingdom. Just behind them, well, that's Lars Lambers behind Jente Moonen in the 142. There is the run towards the chicane. That's just underneath the gantry, where the mechanics will be advising their drivers whether they listen to them or not. That's the bone of contention right there. I'm going to plead the 5th on that one. But nice little change there. That was the 198 that's just lost the position. That is Christian Sejersen from Denmark. That would have been for around about 13th position. Now, who's in front? Well, I know who's behind him. Lieke van Berkel. She has absolutely rocketed up the order from stone dead last. She has cautiously, calmly made her way halfway up the field and is now in the top 15. There are still battles a little bit further back behind the race leader of Jacob Ashcroft. His gap last time around was 2.669 seconds ahead of Cole Denham. There is the race leader across the line with 2 minutes 50 to go. Now the scramble for second. Felipe Reyes, Oliver Warner and Rory Armstrong are close. And Van Berkel still trying to get a little bit further up the order. Has got Christian Sejersen up has gone through on the Dane from RS Competition. Lieke van Berkel first saw this young lady as a driver in Micromax. Later on that season, that was last year if I remember correctly, moved up to Minis. So she just got, I mean, the good thing is to see drivers like that make their way through the field on pure pace. Jente Moonen, in the meantime, has set the fastest lap of the race. 1 minute, .399 second lap time. Now the gap has expanded to just over 3 seconds. Still a hefty breeze in the air. I can see some of the umbrellas being battered around in the breeze. So that just goes to show that the weather can change, the wind can shift, it can pull clouds here, there, and everywhere. So with 1 minute and 15 seconds to go, Nikita Lyubimov has now taken second from Cole Denham. Fully Perez, Oliver Warner, and Rory Armstrong still continue to reside in the top 6. So with lap times, Jacob Ashcroft has just pinged the timesheets purple at this particular moment. 1 minute, 0.298 from the youngster in the 122. He's expanded his gap to 3.1 seconds over Nikita Lyubimov. Cole Denham rounds out the top 3 as we go with 30 to go, plus an additional lap. So that means this, plus 1 lap to go by the time that our race leader will cross the start-finish line. We did start with 32 drivers. Dactylidis in the 119, unfortunately not making it to the start. Lucas Lauder retiring on lap number 2. Leon Herbos, who's probably one of the youngest drivers in this class, is a lap off of the leaders, but the timer has expired. 1 more lap to go, and Jacob Ashcroft has not looked back, has not even needed to. Gets his head down. On to lap number 14 we go. 2.982 seconds is the lead for the number 122. Cole Denham, Fully Perez, Rory Armstrong. That's your top 5. Alexander Van Meeuwen, in the meantime, has been closing in. Oh, no. That is a big drama. That is the 116. That's the UK's Kieran Stewart. And that was towards the end of the circuit. So he'll unfortunately drop to the end of the field. And we'll have 28 drivers completing the total distance. But that's a real shame for Kieran Stewart. His luck here in Europe does not seem to want to be on his side. But there's one driver above all. He's dominated proceedings from lights out to checkered flag. Despite being challenged early, it's Jacob Ashcroft that wins the race ahead of Nikita Lyubimov. From Estonia, Cole Denham, Fully Perez, Rory Armstrong. That's your top 5. Ahead of Oliver Warner, Albert Friend, Alexander Van Meeuwen, Thomas Verheyen, Jens Moonen, Kai Clark, Klaas Lambers, Lieke van Berkel, Frederik Sigurd Stubrup, and Christian Sejersen round out the top 15. Finn Albert Jorgensen, Big Van Kampenhout, Tristan Shays, Jack Freeman, Victor Reitz round out the top 20. Then follow that up with Tom Reed, João Maria Pereira from Portugal, Emilian Boule from France. Then you've got Bran van der Weyken, Konstantinos Candelidis, and then we've got Jeff Rebecca and Maria Roberto rounding out the 28 strong to finish the race with just 1 more lap to go. Kieran Stewart retired towards the end of the lap on lap 12 ahead of with Leon Herbos and Lucas Lauder, unfortunately not making it to the end. Neither did Antonius Dactylidis, who did not take the start.